The new Lone Peak 8. Take them for a trail run, walk, hike, camping adventure, through hike, or brewery visit. Hey everybody, I'm Kent Merrig, and after 50 miles, I'm back with some first impressions on running in the new Altra Lone Peak 8s. If you watched my last video, then you really already know most of what I have to say about this new pair of shoes. The biggest improvements that Altra made with this 8th version, actually, there's been a few more versions of that because of the 0.5 versions that they ran through the early iterations. But anyway, in the Lone Peak 8s, the biggest deals are the fact that they dropped $10 in price and they shaved off a little bit of weight that they gained in the version that was the Lone Peak 7s. Other than that, the main thing to know for people who are interested in this shoe is that it fits, feels, and runs a lot like the Lone Peak 7 did. But for anybody who hasn't already run in a pair of Lone Peaks before, I'll try to break it down a little bit. This shoe does come out of the box feeling pretty good, but I would also say that it takes a little while to break it in. At first, the midsole and outsole together are a little bit rigid compared to what you would expect from the relatively thin stack height. It's not a super cushioned shoe. But still, it runs a little bit clunky through the first few runs. So I'm pretty happy to say that well before I made it through 50 miles, I was already noticing that the Lone Peak 8s were more fitted to the shape of my foot all throughout, from the bottom through the upper, and having more of that trademark glove-like fit that the Lone Peak series is known for. I would also say that the midsole gets a little bit softer and maybe even a little bit bouncier through the first 30 or 40 miles. And it's still feeling really fresh. And I'm hoping that that fresh feeling can last for a couple hundred more miles, but those kind of insights will have to wait for a long-term review. I've been running a lot over snow and ice. Really, probably 90% of my miles have been in those conditions, and I've only found some bare trail a few times during the month of January. But the outsole on the Lone Peak 8s has been doing great. The Lone Peak 8s also, like their predecessors before them, do a really good job of taking spikes. I really love the Black Diamond distance spikes, and those fit over the front and back of these shoes really perfectly, and the shoe runs spikes really well on snow and ice over asphalt bike paths, or even in deeper snow off into the trails. The summary of my feelings about the Lone Peak 8 after 50 miles is really in line with the way that Altra has been marketing this shoe. They want you to know that it's a great trail hiking shoe, camping shoe, running shoe, I read it right out of one of their emails, and I knew I had to save that to put out in a video. Just as so perfectly summarizes how I feel, both the positives and the negatives. I love using this for a lot of different things, slipping it on to go out and shovel the driveway. But on the flip side, it really is not that exciting of a running shoe. I think Altra has had some other really great offerings, especially in the Mont Blanc in the last couple years, that are just a way more exciting shoe to slip on when you know you're going to go put in some serious time on the trails and you're looking to have a lot of fun. Will I be using the Lone Peaks a bunch more? I think there are a variety of conditions where they're going to be perfect for what I want to do running in the day. And I'm probably going to be using them for a lot of things besides running too. So that's pretty much it on my thoughts after 50 plus miles in these shoes. I'm looking forward to racking up a bunch more miles. Obviously, I'm planning on putting out kind of more of a long-term durability focused review of the shoe when I cross past 100 miles, maybe even hoping to wait until I get past 200 and I can really give some feedback on how well the lugs on the outsole are holding up. Hopefully after I've had some time to put them on some rocky trails instead of just on the ice and snow. Whether the midsole is still feeling a little bit springy, even though this is a pretty low stack height, we can still hope for some life and longevity out of this midsole. And especially, how is the upper holding up? It's supposed to be a more durable material. A lot of people have had success with the Lone Peak 7s, making it through multiple hundreds of miles without tearing. And I guess there's also kind of a traditional Altra issue with overlays peeling up a little bit that we'll have to keep an eye out for. But yeah, I'm looking forward to continuing to put the Lone Peak 8s through their paces, and I'll definitely let you guys know what's going on as soon as I have more to share. Catch you next time.